Welcome to Troy's Garage. In today's video, we're going to focus on a fuel sending unit from a really old Ford. This particular Ford has been sitting in a farmer's field for about 30 plus years. I got everything else working on it, but the gas gauge just still is pegged at zero, at empty. So we're going to test the old one and see if we can get any reading out of it whatsoever. If that thing does read as good, then we know that it's possibly the wiring in between or the gauge itself in the instrument cluster. So I'm fairly confident that the fuel sending unit is bad, so I've already ordered a new one so we can compare the old with the new, and I'll show you how to test the ohms that are going through a fuel sending unit, specifically for Ford, but this test would work for any of them. Let's get started. So the tools you're going to need to do this, obviously you have to get the fuel sending unit out of the vehicle you're working on. So I've already done that. The most important tool you need for this particular test is a voltmeter. Specifically one that has the ohms on it. That's the little thing that looks like a horseshoe, upside down. An upside down U. It looks like a horseshoe. And basically what you're testing is the resistance between these two connections. We'll start with the new and work our way over to the old. It mounts in the tank like this, so all the way down is an empty tank, all the way up is a full tank. So we're going to leave it in the full position all the way up and see what it reads. I've turned my dial on my voltmeter to 200 ohms. We're going to see what that gives us at the full setting on the tank. So the red goes on the post in the center and the ground goes on the metal plate. So a full setting reads at 10.2. Let's move the dial down just a little bit, like we've burned about half a tank of gas. See what a half a tank of gas would read. 20.9. Basically right at 20. This thing's moving a little bit, so it kind of throws it off. We'll go all the way to empty. This would be the ohm reading at an empty tank of fuel. If you're out of gas, this is what it would read. 74.4. So you can see clearly that this one is working. Every change of the dial eliminates some of the flow of electricity through there, and that actually runs your fuel gauge on your dashboard. Let's run the same test with our old one here. It's super old and crusty, rusty. I'm in the process of treating the tank, so if you're into that sort of thing and need to know how to fix an old tank, look for that video in the playlist as well. Alright, so this would be a full tank, assuming that this is going to work. If I can get a good ground, let me scratch this just a little bit to make sure I get good connection. Okay. I get nothing through it whatsoever. Let's put it at about a half a tank, right about there. Same, nothing, nothing, nothing. Completely empty, which is what the gauge reads now. Still nothing. This thing doesn't pass any juice through it whatsoever. So clearly that one is bad. Every once in a while you'll get one that is spotty, so it like works for a portion of it but not in other places, that sort of thing. Maybe I'll pop this thing open and we can take a look at what's happening on the inside of this one. Since I know this one's already not working, I'm not scared to do that. But for now, you guys know how to test one to see if one is working. A new one compared to an old one. Let's break into this thing and see what it looks like. Yeah, so basically there's a whole bunch of corrosion in there, and that was part of the problem. The little metal plate that shrinks as it goes down is kind of copper colored, kind of a green color. That is the plate that makes contact with the slide. Since I've already pulled it all apart, I'm just gonna replace it, but I'm sure that if you were desperate, you could clean that, put it all back together, and it would work just fine. But you can see why I'm treating the tank. This is a little sample of the corrosion that's happening down inside the tank. I'm trying to save myself a little bit of money by treating the tank as opposed to replacing it. A replacement tank's about $500. Treating it, I'm into it about, I don't know, maybe 80 bucks, something like that. So it's a good attempt, and you'll be able to see how that turned out over there on that other video. I'll put a link down below to it. Thanks for watching this quick little how-to on testing a fuel sending unit. If you think I deserved it, please click that like button. That does something, makes magic happen on the back end, and my channel all of a sudden explodes. I'd really appreciate that. Also, you can share this video with your friends, that sort of thing. That helps me as well. There's links down below to the tools and products that are used in this video, and those are affiliate links. Those also help the channel. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.